everybody, what's happening? This is another episode of the Jaking Off Show. We're doing things a little bit differently. The power's been flickering on and off. I didn't have power for a day and a half, and it went out this morning, and it's back now. I don't want to risk plugging in all the audio and all that stuff and losing the audio and losing an internet connection and losing power and all that. And I'd rather just give it to you raw. We're raw dogging it on the Jaking Off Show today. I'd rather just give it to you raw on the camera right here. We'll use that audio and we'll fix it up a little bit. We'll make it as listenable as we possibly can. I just want to give you guys a quick update on what's going on with me. Regarding the last episode that I had with my homie Greg West, who just put another single out. It's called Looking Around. It's a really good song. The link of that's going to be in the description. If you didn't see the previous episode, you can listen to that podcast, or you can check out Greg's music down below. I promise you, I'm a metalhead. I listen to like speed death metal and all that shit. But listening to Greg's music is a nice break from that. Old school rock and roll, some country, just folk rock. It's good, easy listening, like road trip music for me personally. And it's not because he's just my homie and I support his work and I support artists that are also my friends. I'm glad that he's doing it. I'm glad that he's putting out music during a fucking pandemic. What else are you gonna do? We're gonna sit around and scratch our nuts in the dark? At least that's what I was doing on Monday when we lost all power. But yeah, check out his music. Check out the last episode. My problem with that episode is Skype calls don't usually work for me personally, just because there's internet lag. We're not using the same audio. There's no way to even it all out. I'll do it if I have to, but in terms of audio quality, it wasn't the best audio quality, and that's nobody's fault. It's just that's the way Skype runs, and Greg doesn't have similar equipment to what I have, and maybe we could have planned it ahead. Who knows? Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Let's move on. But yeah, that was a really long one. That's kind of an example of what I want the podcast to be. I don't want it to be just solo episodes of me dragging on and on and on for a half hour and change or so. About nothing important or nothing of substance, really. Those solo episodes have been really taxing on me just because it gets tiring, and I try to find the gold nuggets. That there's new jokes, new bits that have come out of all of those solo episodes, and they're working well, but I'm allocating my time to shorter rants. I'm allocating more of my time to just skits that I come up with Liquid Death or the bunny suit or whatever. I'm doing other stuff. I'm trying to find out what the fuck am I gonna do with my life. I'm just putting out content, and if that's what I want to do for a living, I might as well make a habit of putting out stuff frequently, because that's what I want to do. Not getting paid for it, not getting full-time sponsorships from it. I'm still living off of pandemic money, so I am essentially non-essential, useless, and so the government paid me a lot of money to do nothing. So I packed my bags, I stopped living with a clothes hoarder, and I got a new setup here, and this is what I wanted the podcast to be. But now we have another problem. I'm in another state. I don't have any friends. And I need to get another camera and sit someone else in that chair that's over there. I'm not going to move the camera. We're not going to change the shot here. What are we, fucking dumbasses? No. But I'm talking to some other comics out there and out in Oklahoma, and I'm making friends with some of them. And there's a guy that wants to be on the podcast, but shit's been going on, car problems, personal bullshit, things happen. Shit happens. And it's not like this is a syndicated show where there's contracts and deadlines and shit. It's just a hang. That's what I want this to be. Just to hang with me and the guest and you guys who listen and watch on all the platforms, the YouTube, the Spotify, the Apple Podcasts, especially the Apple Podcast, because that has a review system. Rate it, review it, 5 stars, hopefully be my friend and just get the algorithms out there. Share this podcast with your friends. Maybe not this episode, but go back to an episode that you've listened to before that you really liked and share that one. Share an older one. I wouldn't share the solo just bullshit ranting ones, because those aren't good. I've realized that they're not good, and I've just been I was consistent in cranking them out week by week, but without any sort of real structure. Because I mean, that's what this is. This is just a hang. But it's just harder to do when you don't have anyone to bounce off of. I'm bouncing off of myself, and I'm not even using the timer on my laptop right now. This isn't even plugged in, just because I don't even want it plugged in right now. Because I am a firm believer in Murphy's Law. So as soon as I get it set up right, the first thing that happens is that the power flickers and I lose power for like a second, and then everything's fucked up. Or the power goes out for a couple of hours a day, and it's all fucked up. Luckily, we have light right now. We've got the heat going. The food in my fridge has not spoiled. That's good. But I'm kind of humbled now because I've submitted to the elements. Mother Nature is all powerful, and I came from a place where it's just nice weather all the time, and you pay for that. I'm starting to realize that pretty quickly living somewhere else. I didn't prepare for winter weather. I didn't prepare for an ice storm. I don't have an ice scraper to get the ice off the car, so I'm just going to sit here and wait till all of my groceries are consumed, and I have to go get more and bear it. I've never driven in the ice before. I guess you just don't put so much juice on the gas, so it's like hydroplaning. I don't know. I've never driven in the ice. I don't want to drive in the ice. We're not gonna test that out just yet, because I just got here, man. I just got here, and I basically started over. I've I gotta network all the way over again. LA's not the spot anymore. LA's not. It might not come back for another couple of years or so. I don't know. I see the secret shows. I see the outdoor parking lot shows. I see them. They're on there. And, I'm not cool enough with those clicks to be invited to those. I'm still an open micer, really. I'm not tight with most comics. I want to be friends with comics, but I'm a nervous person. And LA has like this fakeness, sort of like, what am I going to do for you if there's not something for me? LA's different. It's different, and I do want to go back one day if it comes back, but there's going to be other spots now in the country for entertainment, or it's not going to be like cut to one place, because I had this stereotype like, oh, Oklahoma, what the fuck is in Oklahoma? It's a flyover state. It's either here in LA or over there in New York. Is it fucking leaves falling down, crushing my house? There's always like crinkling of leaves. It's distracting. But I would think of the Midwest as like, just flyover. There's nothing there but like cornfields and like farmland and shit. Nothing's cool about it. But turns out, I've gotten some acting gigs here. I've found spots to do comedy here. I can still do what I want to do. Who knew? It's just not going to happen in LA, which is unfortunate. It's my hometown, and there's the whole like, I want to get famous, and I don't even care about that shit anymore. It's not it's such a, you're not going to find happiness through that, and it's not what it's all about. I just want to be happy, and I can just do the two things that I want to do. I can do comedy, I can do a podcast, I can make a living here as an actor or whatever. I'm not so like flamed up about that. I used to, because I was this theater kid in college, and I did all the plays and all that stuff. I did a couple of short films here and there, passion projects, $100 a day projects, whatever. Just sort of getting my feet wet, and not trying as hard as I wanted to, but just because it was fun. And now my perspective has shifted in terms of like acting stuff. Is that's just a game, and they're gonna pay me to play it. That's all. The project is not mine. I had no writing involved. I had no real creativity. I'm just this this instrument to say the words and be somebody else for a little while. That's fun. I'm not excited about it as much as I used to be. Just because my goals have shifted. And I really like doing comedy, and I'm able to do that and put the reps in now here in Oklahoma. And what I don't understand is, given that LA has more people in it, that I did an open mic at Bricktown Comedy Club indoors. It wasn't packed, but there was a good decent amount of people in that club. And, there were temperature checks at the door. I would say, kind of, not really social distancing. The tables were kind of close, but people, had their masks on. And everybody was cool at the door. Nobody had symptoms or anything like that. And you wear a mask when you walk around. And then you get seated, and you take it off. And you, eat and drink your food. It can be done. I don't feel sick from it. I hope, even though cases are up, I haven't, not to my knowledge, I haven't been in contact with anyone that has this thing or whatever. I joked about all the comics sharing all the same microphone, basically implying, we're all gonna die. And I was just joking, and that club, I don't know, since I said it, have taken things more seriously. There's other mic stands, there's an open XLR cable, so you can just plug that in. They're being smart about it, which I don't understand why LA can't do that. It's because of the governor, it's because of the mayor, whatever. But how are these businesses gonna come back again? Even when this shit is over, the recovery time that it would take for LA to come back to what it was before all of this happened, it'll take years. Luckily, I plan to move out here before the pandemic. Luckily, I made the decision to make it a goal to not live in the situation that I was living in before. And then boom, pandemic hits. That just sped up the process. I came out to Oklahoma in early March, just before the shutdown, to just take some time off. I hadn't taken a week off of work in 2 years. I needed a break. And came out here, just do some low-key reconnaissance, you do an open mic that's around town, just get away and decompose for a little bit. Turns out we're still decomposing and decompressing from this. I'm still living off of pandemic money. You know what? That's fine. I'll let that run its course. In the meantime, I can do what I want. Anyway, I came here to check out the scene and just take some time off. Pandemic happens. I was just stuck in a shitty, messy apartment that wasn't even mine. I was just taking up a spare room there because I didn't want to live with my mother anymore. But this place was the only option I had, and it was with an old friend of mine who, oh, there goes the light. See what I mean? I could have been doing audio and then we would have had a whole fucking issue. I was living in a spare room with a clothes hoarder who just had piles and piles of shit everywhere. Those of you who know me, I've explained the story before, but for those of you that are new, you know, this is some history up until now. So yeah, I was living in a just a shit messy place for 4 years, and then I had to just be stuck in quarantine for an extra 4 months to just stockpile the money from the CARES Act, talk to the landlord and be like, hey, I know I've been giving you this much, let's cut it by like half or whatever. And so we talked, we got that sorted out with. I was still getting paid under the table at the place I was working at, yogurt shop, Menchie's. Those were some interesting times. I don't lament it, but it's nice to reminisce on that. Just, you know, where I was and what I was doing, and I'm getting better. The pandemic was the best thing that could ever happen to me, because I'm a loser with no future, to be honest with you. I had nothing going for me. I was just getting my feet wet in stand-up. I was a year in, and I was getting spots and all that, and I was making nice with some people. And I was supposed to go to Portland in May to do a contest. That, of course, didn't happen. Like, I was getting my feet wet. I was really, I picked a bad year to get my shit together, basically. And it's only been all right. There's a breaker box back there that fucking goes out every couple minutes because I got too many things fucking running. I got the heater running, I got the internet running. The internet's moving at a slow snail's pace. I was not prepared for an ice storm, let me tell you. Oh, God. I was not prepared at all. Fuck the Midwest. Jesus Christ. I mean, I didn't pack my clothes for this. I knew this was going to happen, like, you know, in the winter, so maybe I just got to buy another coat. I just got to buy another coat. Because some of my stuff is still back over there that hasn't been shipped out here. Because someone won't get it here, like I asked. Who cares? I got the money. I could just buy another coat, right? Walmart has everything. God. I didn't think I'd be a person that would shop at Walmart. Like, I know where a Trader Joe's is, I know where a Whole Foods is, but it's too far out of the way to get it. I mean, think of it this way. Oklahoma is not a walking type of place. Oklahoma City, there's the city, like that's a small downtown area, and then there's just stretches of nothing until you hit like some sort of like suburbia or ghetto or mud shack or God, what else is out here? I live in a, I suppose, okay area. There's lots of stray cats and shit. I'm paying what I'm paying, and I'm happy with that. There's a lakeside that's probably frozen. I should probably check that out. But it's way too cold to fucking leave the house. I don't like that shit. I lived in New York for 5 months. I did a semester of college in New York City, and that was winter. That was fucking winter. But I was prepared for that kind of winter because I took the summer off that year and went into fall 2010 to go do acting college in New York. I was prepped to go. This, I just packed my shit and left. And be like, fuck this, I'm out. The only thing that I packed that's winter anything is a pair of snow boots that I have. But it's more like just ice and freezing rain and do I have a spare tire in my car? No. Do I have an ice scraper? No. Do I have jumper cables? No. You know, there's things I just don't know how to do, and I'm almost 30 years old, and there's a lot of shit that I'm late to the game on. I was late to the game on getting my driver's license. I got it here. I'm 29. You know? Just this loser failure person living in the entertainment capital of the world and now I moved to loser failure town. Yeah, I'm gonna talk shit because I still got an ego to work on. But hey, I can do what I want to do. This place is not as exciting. I don't know. It's hard to gauge. It's hard to gauge because it's fucking, you know, people aren't out and about doing stuff. Bricktown was a poppin' place when I came here to meet my cousin 4 years ago. You know, there's people out and about, but it's just not that. So I guess I can live anywhere, right? Anyway, that's all I want to talk about, really. Just reminiscing on everything leading up to this point. I like where I'm at. It's not good, but it's not bad either. You know, I'm in control of my destiny fully now, and I wasn't able to do that when I was living in this shitty fucking place in LA. Like, I had all these people that I was friends with that I could talk to, and I would go to their house to do the podcast. And the few people that I let into that apartment, I'm like, hey, look, it's a mess, it's a shithole, it's a bad situation. I hope you can overlook that. And it was, frankly, it was quite embarrassing. So asking people to come on was like a nightmare. Living there was a nightmare. And now I can do what I want. I'm just starting over from grass up, grassroots. I'm stoned. I can't talk anymore. I just want to flood now. I just want to play video games while the power is still on. Because we're not doing anything right now. I'm going to hit an open mic tomorrow. Hopefully when this weather clears up, I'm going to have a guest on pretty soon. And hey, you know, that's it. That's all we're going to do right now. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. This will be out whenever. Maybe soon. Maybe later today. Who knows? I'm not on a schedule or nothing. Okay, thanks. Bye.